It's a win for Thunder Rosa! Woohoo! Call that shit, baby! Right down the fucking middle. Love it. I love it. What a show. And I'm saying that I missed like the first like 20 minutes, half hour. That was wild. What a show. I never been choked up before in a match, but I was like really emotional for Thunder Rosa because I like knew this was like a big time deal for her, you know? And like that's it. Like she got her moment. She made history. She did it in her hometown. I mean, like, that's how you stack it. You know, that's how you stack it and make that moment. You know what I mean? Jeez, what a great show. Episode 9, baby. Smells like Wrasslin. Your host, Terry Colon here. Coming at you fresh off of Dynamite. Lots of crazy shit happened this week. The passing of Scott Hall, which I think happened like yesterday or the day before. Oh, Monday. Today's Stone Cold Steve Austin Day, 3/16. Lots of crazy shit. Cody not being at Raw when everyone kind of thought he was going to be at Raw. Is he signed to WWE? Is he not signed to WWE? My opinion, who the fuck cares? It's WWE. Whatever happens there is useless to begin with. So he's going to go there and what? I don't know. He'll have, maybe if we're lucky, he'll have an awesome match with Rollins. Then after that, he's getting jobbed out. Period. Who knows? Who knows where he's going to show up? Maybe he shows up nowhere. Maybe he shows up, I don't know. Maybe he shows back up in AEW like a year from now. Who knows? Who the fuck knows? Happy 3/16 day process. Appreciate that, brother. All right, so let's get to the meat and potatoes of tonight's show. I have notes from what I read online, but I didn't witness it, so I will definitely be watching the opening match prior, once I'm done recording tonight. Pretty stacked card, live from San Antonio. The women's title on the line, steel cage, Britt Baker defending the title against Thunder Rosa. TNT Championship also up for grabs. Scorpio Sky is going to fight Wardlow, the face of the Revolution, who won the ladder match at the Revolution pay-per-view. Hardy's making their in-ring AEW debut against Isaiah Cassidy and Mark Quinn of Private Party. There's going to be a commencement ceremony tonight for the Jericho Appreciation Society. Moxley and Danielson, this was the match I missed, with Regal in their corner, take on Chuck Taylor and Wheeler Yuta, and I believe from the looks of it, it looks like he had Orange Cassidy and Danhausen in their corner, and Hangman, I missed a lot then, Hangman Adam Page teaming up with Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus against the semi-undisputed era, which would be Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, and Kyle O'Reilly. God, I miss Roderick Strong. That motherfucker is awesome. The Messiah of the Backbreaker. I can't wait until they get him into AEW. And then I want him to put on a fucking clinic with Danielson. And I don't want that match to be on Dynamite. And I don't even want it to be on Rampage. I don't even want it to be in a pay-per-view. I want that to be a match that like they throw out on like Dark or Elevation. That match would be fucking bananas. Anywho, here we go. So, Adam Cole and Red Dragon beat Hangman Adam Page, Jungle Boy, and Luchasaurus. I won't be able to like comment on the psychology of the match until after I watch it. But what I will say is that I do have a running theory that it is possible that they might turn Hangman heel. I mean, it's a maybe. He's having trouble with Dark Order. According to a source, we know that Hangman cut a promo after Revolution in which the crowd booed him. Listen, Adam Cole's fucking Adam Cole, baby. All right, like you beat Adam Cole. Whoever beats Adam Cole is gonna boo. The only person that could beat Adam Cole and not get booed is Johnny fucking Gargano. So Unless you're Johnny Gargano, that shit, you are gonna get booed if you beat Adam Cole. They have Jungle Boy take the pin. And yeah, it looks like they had Jungle Boy take the pin and the tag team champions take a loss against the semi-undisputed era, Red Dragon and Adam Cole. So I'm very curious to see where this is going. I wonder what's next for Adam Cole. I feel like the trios titles are gotta be coming soon. When that's gonna happen, I have no idea. We know the Owen tournament begins in May at UBS at a show which I will be personally attending. So they will not be a show, a podcast that night, which I will, obviously remind you when May comes along. That's a long time away. So how do you decide who the trios champ is? I assume you have a tournament. I mean, that's the only logical explanation. You get all the best trios teams in the company and put them together and do a tournament that goes through Rampage and Dynamite for, I don't know, maybe 2-3 weeks tops. And then the winner of those titles, you either want to do on a big episode of Dynamite, or what I would prefer is having it done on a fucking pay-per-view where there's no commercial interruption. You could showcase a trios match uninterrupted. Because if you're going to be introducing your audience to all these trios matches with commercial interruption, I would like a title match that doesn't have one. I could only assume that, I don't know when is Double or Nothing? Do we have an idea of when that actually is? When that's actually going to happen? May 29th. All right, May 29th. So the Owen tournament is starting like on the 19th, so that's like 10 days prior. So they're definitely not going to be done with the Owen tournament. By then, it's still going to be going on. They do technically have enough time to start a trios tournament now and have it end at Double or Nothing. So that is a possibility because it's late May. We're talking about like after Memorial Day, I think. So, I don't know. I mean, if there's a time to do the trios tournament, now would be the time. We're in the middle of March. That gives you the latter end of March and all of April and all of May, basically, to do it. So you have several weeks. You could stretch it out if you'd like. But from what I've heard, they're really holding off on that until Kenny Omega comes back because I assume they're going to make Omega and the Bucks the first trios champs, or at least have huge plans for them in a tournament. Or, I mean, like, to be quite honest, why the fuck would you have a tournament, a trios tournament without Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks? I mean, that's just dumb. Especially if you have, like, other trios teams in there, like House of Black. You have fucking Death Triangle. You could probably put Spears together with FTR if you're gonna reform whoever's left of FTR. Of the Pinnacle. There's a ton of shit that they could do, but like I just don't think that you can't have a trios tournament without Kenny Omega and the Bucks. I'm sorry. Phoenix is still injured, so you don't have all of Death Triangle together. But I mean, hey, maybe they put Cesaro with Danielson and Moxley, and they become a trios tag team of fucking murderers. That would be awesome, too. I mean, I'm curious as to either A, if that Danielson and Moxley storyline either A, leads up to a young talent joining them, or B, they're like, fuck this, we're just going to take one of our own guys and we're going to just destroy all of you. First we went from teaching you, no one is worthy to be taught, we're going to kill you all. That's a possibility, too. So, who knows. Keith Lee and Team Taz were backstage. Lee's gonna fight Max Caster on Rampage. So yeah, there's that. Looks like there might be a character change for Chris Statlander. She's gonna be where she's video played where she was taking off makeup in between footage of her struggling in the ring. So maybe this alien gimmick has got to go. Listen, I'm in agreement. The alien gimmick has to go. Like, it's cool. But, like, a lot of what you've been seeing in AEW, you could tell that a lot of the gimmicks that they had in 2019 did not carry over into 2021, 2022. Like, no way. Like, the company is slowly but surely maturing. They're not doing, guys like Marco Stunt aren't on there anymore. It's a little less comedy wrestling. So I'm, and like even Orange Cassidy, like that gimmick, like you can't put him out there seriously every week to wrestle. Like it's going to be like other shit. So, I just feel like it was time for a change for her. She needs a different character with a little bit more like spunk and tenacity. The alien character, you really can't make a heel character. I'm sorry. You just can't do it. I hope it gives her time. I hope this means that she's going to come out with better promos, with more compelling storylines. Listen, Britt Baker is, spoiler alert, Britt Baker is no longer the AEW Women's Champion. And she was by far the greatest AEW Women's Champion that they had, bar none. Bar none. She literally did exactly what she said she was. She made that women's division noticeable. She put it on the map. She had the highest profile matches. She was the most popular. She probably sold the most merchandise. Britt Baker was that division. The only person that had the clout to take that crown was Thunder Rosa, and they gave that belt to her tonight. Now, whether or not Thunder Rosa could carry that division, like Britt did, remains to be seen. Are women like, Layla Hirsch gonna step up? Red Velvet, is she gonna step up? The Bunny, is she gonna step up? Where the fuck has Penelope Ford been? Like a lot of these women now, like they have to step up. It's the natural order of things. Your top dog can't be top dog forever because you need to develop the undercard and there has to be a stream upwards. You know what I mean? These characters can't just sit in mediocrity. Like, that's the big problem with the men's division right now. There are too many guys sitting in mediocrity and not doing anything, and there's not enough TV time to, give them storylines that are worth watching. Like, Punk versus MJF is not over a title, but it's a compelling storyline people cared. Hangman and Omega, that was about the title. But you put a solid backstory to it, and people cared even more. You need to start building that in the women's division. You need to start building compelling characters with compelling stories, and the women need to back those stories up with the in-ring competition. That's pro wrestling. That's what it's all about. It's taking Rocky IV and fucking making it a live television show that lasts for months at a time. You know what I mean? So, like, that's gotta happen. That's gotta happen. Yeah, so what? So now the next match, Moxley and Danielson beat the Best Friends. I didn't even need to watch the match to tell you that the Best Friends were gonna get stomped, and that's exactly what fucking happened. After the match, Yuta turned away from the Best Friends, walking up the ramp, offered Regal a handshake, and Regal slaps him in the face. So either are we looking at the breaking up of the Best Friends? Or B, Regal's just like, nah, you don't make the cut, fuck off. Because Daniel Garcia is now with the Jericho Appreciation Society, so he's not doing shit with Moxley and Danielson. Yuta and Lee Moriarty were the only two guys that were like doing anything. So unless they're gonna do something with Lee Moriarty, I feel like the only way, like if you need a third guy for that group with Regal, and it's not going to be anyone on the AEW roster, it's got to be Cesaro. It has to be Claudio. It has to be. He would fit so well with that because he's a fantastic wrestler. You got enough people speaking for him that he doesn't need to cut those big promos. He just needs the platform to display what he could do. This guy's a phenomenal professional wrestler. They just don't give him the opportunity to show his tradecraft. And AEW is the perfect place to do that. So, we'll see. Yes, exactly. So Doom in the chat was saying, like guys stuck in mediocrity, Cage, Scorpio, Lance Archer. I mean, Scorpio has his title shot great. Brian Cage, I don't know, man. He's never done anything that made me be like, I want to watch a Brian Cage match. I would be interested. Oh, is a slap of respect royal? All right, that might be. I would rather see Cage fight big fucking horses. Big meaty men slapping meat. That's what I'm about. That's what I feel like you need to fucking do with these big guys. Give them all fucking colossal monster matches and have them kill each other. That's the benefit of having a super heavyweight division. You know what I mean? Or like I will preach this to the end of time. A big Haas title needs to happen. I don't care if it's the FTW title. I don't care if Tony just creates another one with some spiffy name. I don't care, but something needs to be done about the big guys in AEW because they have too many big, talented men to not do anything with them. You know what I mean? There's too many. Brian Cage, Lance Archer, Keith Lee, Luchasaurus, big guy, 10, Wardlow, Powerhouse Hobbs. You got a whole fucking big ass guy division. Give him a title and give him something to do. You know, make Team Taz just a group of fucking monsters. I don't know. I will say this until it happens. I will say this till the end of fucking time. To the end of time. FTR was backstage. I'm pretty sure they gave them this segment because they didn't have a lot of time last week to do it because Regal went over. Cash said they fired Tully because they had the lack of focus. The Young Bucks came up to them and mocked them, saying that they'll always be the second best tag team in AEW. I don't know. I don't know what that means. Are we slowly building up to another FTR title run and they're going to be the first two-time tag champs? If there was ever a team to be the first two-time tag champs, it would be fucking FTR. Or Tony has a whole other division with a whole bunch of other belts in Ring of Honor. He could just have them whip the Briscoes' ass and take those belts because it doesn't look like Warner wants them on television. So have them fight in an indie show somewhere, make it a big fucking match somewhere, and have them just take on a non-ROH show and have them take the belts off of them. Or leave the Briscoes on Ring of Honor. I don't know what the TV deal is going to be like, but if Warner doesn't want them to be on there, then leave them on Sinclair. Then you go and you send in FTR and you have them win. A lot of people have been saying that Brett is going to be the new manager for FTR. That would be fucking awesome. Brett the Hitman Hart is the man. He was the guy who displayed. He was at the first. He was the one who displayed the AEW Championship title belt. He was the guy. You know, so put him in there. Oh, they referenced him. Good. The pop Bret Hart is going to get is going to be massive, and you know they're not going to treat him like shit. So, and it makes sense that he comes in before the Owen, because he could be the person, like, emceeing the whole tournament, you know what I mean? So, like, that he could be the person presenting the trophy or whatever the fuck to whoever wins the Owen tournament. Owen Hart to AEW Bret Hart to AEW, phenomenal idea, hands down. Should happen, it's a slam dunk. Acclaimed were backstage, they were talking about how Max Caster was going to beat up Keith Lee. Powerhouse Hobbs walked up, and Hobbs demanded that Caster take care of business, because obviously Hobbs has got beef with Keith Lee. And Swerve Strickland walked up and challenged Ricky Starks to a match. Swerve Strickland versus Ricky Starks is going to be a fucking phenomenal match. I'm telling you, Rampage low-key is like the best wrestling show on television right now, because it's a straight hour of awesome wrestling matches. Not a lot of fluff, not a lot of, like a little bit of storyline here and there, but otherwise it's straightforward wrestling, and I fucking love it. I think Rampage this week is going to be like after the NCAA tournament, so that's not going to air until like 11:30 at night. It's going to be freaking crazy. I mean, yeah, they did apologize for their shit like immediately after. I don't know. If Warner doesn't want them on, Tony's not going to put them on. Warner's the one paying the bills. Warner's the one that's funding, Tony Khan like put up the money for AEW, but that television contract, that money that they're bringing in, that's Warner money, baby. You do not want to bite the hand that feeds you, and to be honest, the Briscoes aren't the hill to die on. They're a phenomenal tag team, but if it came down to the Briscoes or a national television deal with the potential, the potential ability to distribute your product on a platform as large as HBO Max, I'm stripping the Briscoes of the titles. They're an awesome tag team. I like them. I think that they should be on television. I want to see them fight FTR in an amazing match. I want them to be a part of I want them to intermingle with the AEW tag team division. I think it would be better for it. It's not my call. So, I mean, I don't know. It's not my company. The Jericho Appreciation Society commencement, that's actually when I actually showed up, when I got home from work and was able to watch it. Basically, Matt Lee was talking about how the only reason the fans get to sing Judas is because Jericho made it possible. Jericho's a better man than me. Jericho deserves to be praised and idolized to his contributions for wrestling as a human being. Jericho said that the Earth has been around for billions of years, and we're lucky to be around in the same time as him. which is fucking phenomenal. He's like, if there was no Chris Jericho, there would be no AEW. And not gonna lie, there is some truth to that, because Tony ever really got this idea by watching Jericho and Omega at the Tokyo Dome, and then it just kind of just spilled out from there. Basically, he says that the Inner Circle didn't appreciate Jericho, but the group of men that he assembled has. That's why they're the Jericho Appreciation Society. They don't relate to anyone else on that roster because they are sports entertainers. So Jericho's heel gimmick is that he's a sports entertainer. I mean, I gotta say, it's definitely it's maybe a little bit too insider, but it's still pretty funny. They got Garcia not dressing like a freaking hobo. He's out there like some freaking Jersey Shore looking motherfucker with his tank top and his chain. But whatever, man. And if you're saddled next to Chris fucking Jericho, you must be doing something right. Because either Chris Jericho sees something in you, or if you've elevated yourself enough in the card that Jericho wants you alongside him. Jericho is Jericho. Say what you will about him, but the guy brings ratings. The guy's a Hall of Famer. The guy has a brilliant mind for the business. There's not many gimmicks that he puts out there that don't strike a chord with the fans. I mean, that GFY thing could fucking go. I thought it was dumb. Jericho's too edgy to be putting acronyms on "go fuck yourself." So, I mean, and to be honest, why can't they just say fuck and it's just bleeped out? You know what I mean? It's bleeped out, right? The censors could do it. That's why there's a delay. I just don't understand. Anywho, but I'm excited for Daniel Garcia gets the rub. I love 2.0. They're fucking great. So I'll never not be okay with them on I'll always be okay with them on television. And Jake Hager's Jake Hager. His wife is sexy as fuck. Basically, Garcia grabs the mic from Jericho and goes, I gotta get something I gotta get off my chest. You're telling me that, like, you're a sports entertainer? And he's like, well, I want to be a sports entertainer too. So they're all about that. Apparently Jericho there was like a car accident that he donated towards the people who were in that car accident. And one of those guys was Daniel fucking Garcia. So I thought that was pretty cool. Jericho said that 2.0 is a bad name from Bad Creative. And he's going to use their real names from now on. He said the reason that they had a job at AEW was a call from Kevin Owens. So apparently, he didn't say Kevin Owens. He said one of my best friends, Kevin. So apparently, Owens had some sort of pull with 2.0 coming into AEW after they were let go from NXT. Jericho said Hager was the hand of the king because basically he was the only one who stuck with him prior to the Inner Circle. Jericho said something about him, how Jericho saved him in Dubai or Kuwait or something like that. So I guess when they were flying over to Saudi or whatever the fuck, and they had that thing where the plane was stuck on the tarmac for hours. I guess, I don't know, Hager did something for Jericho. So that was it. He's like, we are the Jericho Appreciation Society, and we beat up pro wrestlers. So that's it. Jericho has a new stable. Here I thought that he was going to be leaving TV and kind of reinventing himself, but he decided to reinvent himself on TV and stay on TV. Let's see where this goes. I mean, he only just betrayed Santana and Ortiz last week. Now he had his big coming out party with his new faction. So, week 3 of Jericho's turn, we'll see where it goes. But, I have high hopes. Not a lot of the stuff that Jericho does I don't like. To be quite honest, his feud with the American Top Team, I couldn't give a shit about. I didn't really care. Lambert is great, but, I don't want to see UFC guys in my fucking wrestling ring. They suck. They're not all great. And now we signed, and now you have AEW signing Paige Van Zandt. Okay. Who's training her? How long has she been, doing reps in the ring? I don't want people signed and then they start training. I want people signed who have been training for a minimum of 6 months to a year. Because otherwise, why are you going to put them on television? You're going to put Paige Van Zandt on Dark and an Elevation? You're going to spend the money to bring, someone that noteworthy into AEW, not put them on TV? No. But if you're going to put them on fucking television, then make sure they're ready for TV. I'm tired of these guys being put in with people who are good workers, and the only reason they're being put in there is so that they can be carried and protected. If you're on TV, you should not be protected and carried in a match if you're going to be on television, all right? You don't go to fucking NBA unless you're ready to fucking play in the NBA. Like, I'm sick of this shit. Enough. This is what pissed me off about Punk being in the UFC. He had no business being there. They gave him they gave him a spot on a pay-per-view. That fucking annoyed me. So I'm telling you, man, Paige VanZant better fucking wow me, man. She better wrestle like Hook in her debut for me to care about that shit. You got Serena Deeb addressing Hikaru Shida, looking jacked and ripped and shit, just wanting to kill Shida. Cool, man. I want to see a match between these two women. But, like, this has got to be it. This is the blow-off. This is the last time I want to see them wrestle. They've wrestled, like, 3 times already. Shida's gotten her ass whooped. It's got to be fucking Shida. And she's got to win, and it's got to be a great match. Either put it on the... Listen, give them the time that they deserve. You had this as a long time feud. Make that like the main event of a Rampage, for Christ's sake. I'm not saying that should be the main event of a Dynamite, but it shouldn't necessarily be like the buffer match or the opening match for Dynamite either. Make that the main event of a Rampage. Give these women their time. They're excellent wrestlers. Rampage is a wrestling show anyways. It's a little less sports entertaining. So do it, man. Give them the platform to do it. I think it'd be awesome. Scorpio Sky with American Top Team. I'm sorry. I got distracted by Paige VanZant. That's my bad. Defeats Wardlow. Everyone fucking saw this coming. If you thought that Wardlow was going to win the TNT title tonight, you are at it. You're missing out, man. You're missing the big story. You're missing the bigger picture. All right? Listen, it was destined for Wardlow to lose this match. Now, he is most likely going to go through, it looks like he's going to, like, I guess because MJF doesn't have the Pinnacle, I guess he's going to go through American Top Team, Spears, and then MJF. Or he's going to start with Spears, go through American Top Team, and then get MJF. But, I mean, like, not going to lie, like, Deeb challenging Rosa, she's got to get some win. Well, yeah, she's been winning, but I mean, like, Deeb could challenge Rosa. Yeah, definitely. Or Shida could beat Deeb, and then they put Shida against Rosa, and then they put Deeb against Rosa. So you could definitely stack that up, Royal. But, like, I definitely think that, like, Deeb is definitely on the short list of people who are going to get an AEW women's title shot. Especially since she's a heel. And Rosa's a big baby face. It just works out perfectly. All right. So, back to what I was saying. Like, I don't, like, every single time MJF is in a feud, it's like 4 or 5 weeks of geeks that, like, whoever fights him has to beat. You know, like when, like, Punk fought, Jesus, he fought the entire fucking Pinnacle before he got to MJF. Cody had to go through, you know, he had to go through his labors or his trials. Jericho had to do it. Like, it's just old hat that anyone who wants to fight MJF has got to fight like 6 fucking guys before they get to him. Listen, enough. I want either A, Wardlow to just destroy everyone who fucked with him this week and go straight for Max. Or they're going to draw this out and it's going to be Wardlow versus Max at Double or Nothing. I mean, listen, like, there's a lot of problems with that. Because number one, you're building up Wardlow to be this big time babyface. You know what I mean? If you have him go and fight Max and Max wins, what was it all for? You know what I mean? Unless, granted, this was just a trial run to see how good he gets pushed. They bring him all the way up to like a high-profile match. They have him lose, but he gets enough clout. He gets recognition. He builds a fan base. You send him off into another storyline. Because MJF and Hangman Adam Page is destiny. It's happening this year. MJF is going to win the title, but he can't win if he's been losing. He lost to Punk. If he loses to Wardlow, like, where does that leave him? There's not a lot of opportunities for him to get a title shot, per se. If he's fighting Wardlow at Double or Nothing, it's obvious he's not going to be in the Casino Battle Royal. So what do? You know, like, does he weasel his way into a title shot? Do you have him win all summer long to build up a record so that he's ready to fight Adam Page at All Out? Because Because All Out is basically their WrestleMania. And if you were going to do a title change for Adam Page, it should happen at a pay-per-view. It should not happen on television. It should happen on All Out. I mean, like, Kenny Omega won the title on a screw job on live TV. You know, like, I'm done with the AEW. I never want to see the AEW title change hands on television. It better be years before that fucking happens, or never again. Or never again. Your title matches should be money matches. Money matches. So that why? You put the match on a pay-per-view so you can make the money. So, I don't know. But, like, definitely Wardlow and MJF is destiny. Who's going to win? I don't know. You do need to build up Wardlow. You do need to build up, like, fresh new baby faces that are not just guys who have already been established. So I'm very curious as to how they're going to book Wardlow and MJF in this whole feud. But if Wardlow is to lose to anybody, it has to be to MJF. It has to be. But if MJF were to lose to anybody, it has to be to Wardlow. I think. It closes the story. Or Wardlow gets the visual pin. MJF ends up somehow screwing him over and beating him. Wardlow gives him a powerbomb symphony. I'm talking about like 25 fucking powerbombs. And that's basically it. Just cripples MJF. Takes MJF off of TV for a while. Then all of a sudden MJF shows up, attacks Hangman Adam Page, and says he wants to challenge him for the title. That could happen. That could happen. So of course, Wardlow loses after interference with Shawn Spears, and MJF has him hit the post, which gives Scorpio Sky the opportunity for the win. Basically, all of American Top Team and MJF and Spears surround Wardlow. He puts up a good fight. The numbers go, the numbers are, there's too much of a numbers advantage. Wardlow can't go through with it, and he gets hit with the diamond ring and gets laid out. So that was bound to happen. Jade Cargill with Mark Sterling were backstage. Jade's about to be 30-0. She wants to know who's next. They keep on talking about the Kiss of Doom. I love the Kiss of Doom, especially when it was on Dai Conti. That was nice. So I'm very excited to see who Jade Cargill is gonna kick in the face. Kick in the face. Anywho, the Hardys do their debut and they defeat Private Party. Private Party was definitely like the first tag team for the fight. I'm pretty sure that I predicted this fucking episodes ago. The only problem I had with the match is the heat on Matt Hardy was too long. I mean, it was to the point where even the crowd was chanting, "We want Jeff." Like, if they're chanting, "We want Jeff," the heat was on too long. The heat was on all throughout it was before the commercial break, during the commercial break, after the commercial break. Jeff Hardy shows up, bing, bang, boom, botches the Swanton bomb, pretty much fucking kills Isaiah Cassidy. I'm talking about his ass landed right in his goddamn ribcage. That was rough. Like, when they were surrounding the ring to beat up the Hardys at the end of the match, like, you see this dude freaking holding his ribs just crawling up the ropes. Like, if you don't see Private Party for a while, it's because Jeff Hardy killed them. After the match, Andrade El Idolo shows up with the Andrade family office, strolls down the ramp, surrounds the ring, was about to take out the Hardys, but Sting and Darby Allin come out, even the odds. What is this going to be? Is this going to lead to a War Games between the Hardys, Sting and Darby versus the Andrade family office? It's a possibility. That could be kind of fun. It'll give, Sting an opportunity to fall off of something, Jeff the opportunity to fall off of something, Matt the opportunity to fall off of something, Darby the opportunity to fall through something, and Andrade could be as awesome as he always is. Maybe Private Party's in there, who knows? But it's possible. I mean, we haven't had a Blood and Guts since we only had the one with the Pinnacle and Inner Circle. So I feel like it's high time to have one. A Blood and Guts match is something I wouldn't mind having on TV. That's a great draw. 2 rings, one steel cage. That and like whatever arena you put it in would sell the fuck out instantly. So, we'll see. Red Velvet was backstage, basically saying Layla Hirsch has changed. She's gonna put a stop to it. So I had a feeling it was gonna end up being Red Velvet and Layla Hirsch, because if you're gonna have her, Layla beat Statlander, the only other person that was a part of that whole thing was Red Velvet. She was the only one who was coming out to back up Chris Statlander. So we'll see. Oh wow, chat's booming tonight. Yeah, that's true, Royal. They could do like a number one contenders match, probably. Oh, Stadium Stampede. Good point, Doom. That's right. Yeah. LAX, that's true. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's another trio. You have Kingston and Proud and Powerful. That's another great trio. So, who knows with that. All right. Rampage for the Rampage lineup for this Friday. Darby Allin versus The Butcher. Layla Hirsch versus Red Velvet. House of Black versus Bear Country and Fuego del Sol. That spells murder. And Keith Lee versus Max Caster. I'm telling you, man, the Acclaim is hugely underrated. They are great as singles competitors. They are fantastic as a tag team. It is only a matter of time before those guys become tag team champions, and I cannot wait. All right, so the main event, cage match, Britt Baker, Thunder Rosa, an all-female mariachi band played a song for Thunder Rosa before her match. She came out totally dressed out in mariachi gear, holding the flag for Texas and the Mexican her Mexican American flag hybrid that she carries. I'm not gonna lie, I got choked up. I mean, you could tell she was super emotional. It was in her hometown. The pop she got was perfect. Everything about this screamed Thunder Rosa is a fucking star, and she got the moment that she deserved. I was very, very happy for her. You see enough interviews with her, just telling her story and whatnot, and you could tell like this was just perfect. This was perfect for her. It was those interviews that how I predicted this match in the first goddamn place. It was awesome, great match. Pretty much almost a mirror image of their lights out match. Thumbtacks. There was an awesome chair spot where basically Britt like stacked up like 4 feet of chairs, ended up getting it reversed, and she was the one who went through them. I'm talking about she hit that top chair and nothing gave, and she just plopped on the ground. It was fucking ridiculous. Thumbtacks. They fucking smashed Thunder Rosa and Britt's hand into the thumbtacks like repeatedly. Chair shots. The Thunder Driver, they took out Bryce and ended up having Aubrey come in. It was phenomenal. It was a great match. I wasn't even paying attention to the clock. Like, they started that match at like 9:35. So they had a commercial break in between. I think it was just one break. They ended at she took the pin at exactly 10 o'clock. They gave 60 seconds for the celebration, and it went off the air at 10:01. Dustin Rhodes came out to congratulate her. Obviously, Thunder Rosa was just extremely emotional. As soon as she won the belt, she was crying, held the belt up, covered in blood. The crowd was fucking just popped huge for her. Confetti everywhere. It was a phenomenal moment. Super happy for for Thunder Rosa. Hats off to Britt Baker for a phenomenal title run. Like I said, she is so far the greatest AEW women's champion that they've had in the short history of the company. That title reign is a lot to live up to, and Thunder Rosa is the one to do it. I can't wait to see the matches that they set up for her. I hope she has a very good legitimate reign. I hope they give her good legitimate feuds and storylines. When Britt won, she had a great angle with Ruby Soho. She's been doing great work with anybody that she was fighting. But you could tell when Rosa was out of the ring, you could tell that Aubrey was like, get back in the ring, like they needed to finish up. And the second she went back in the ring, that shit was a wrap. Yeah, I mean, I think she could definitely carry a match. I don't think she should have to. I think anybody on TV should not have to be carried. But it's going to be a great run. I am very curious as to the woman who they're going to set up to take that belt from her. Is it going to be a repackaged Statlander? Is it going to be a Ruby Soho, who people have been dying to have her win the belt ever since she came to AEW? Is it going to be? Are they going to sign? Are we going to get a debut next week? Thunder Rosa comes out, she's celebrating, and boom, they debut an Ember Moon or a Toni Storm, who apparently has an OnlyFans. I ain't complaining about that. But I don't know. Who knows? I'm very curious as to where this women's division is going to go. I'm very curious as to where the tag team division is going to go. I feel like being that Jungle Boy took the pin, does that mean that, hold on. All right, so it was Cole that got the tag on Jungle Boy. I don't know. Maybe that opens up another match for Red Dragon to fight Jurassic Express, and it's a one-on-one deal. Maybe they actually win it. Maybe them winning and beating and beating Jurassic Express was the window that was needed. I mean, I know it was Cole that pinned, but I don't know. I don't really know what's going to go on with that tag team division. It's honestly an open book. I honestly thought that it was going to be the Kings of the Black Throne taking it from them at Revolution, but that never ended up happening. They had a triple threat tag team match. So I don't know. Hangman, I'm not sure of either. I feel like, you think the debut will be against the 30th win for Jade Royal? It's possible. You always want to do debuts on a time where you feel like people are really going to be watching. And if they're really going to build up Jade's 30th win and they're going to do a hiatus of how many times she's defending and they're going to build up her next person, sure. That's another possibility. They could have her do that. But I'm telling you, man, AEW completely, it was another great show. To me, I mean, if you're someone like myself who really likes to focus on the long-term booking and the storyline, this is the build to Double or Nothing starts now. We got new champs. We got a lot of things going on. Let's see what happens. But hey, you guys were amazing in the chat. Thank you for being so active and for watching today. Another update on the other shows that are going to be coming out on this channel. Right now it's I've been wanting to stream me playing Destiny with my clanmates right now. It's just been very difficult because OBS doesn't really necessarily work with Destiny. You have to do it another way, and the quality of the video has just not been up to snuff, so I have to do a couple of practice runs before I get this right. So that is coming. That will be something that will be 11:30 p.m. weeknights, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday is going to be the schedule for that. I want to keep Friday nights open for the potential to have a TV film podcast, of which I am currently actively looking for a co-host for that show. I will be looking. I would like the person who is the co-host for that show to, obviously be a big movie TV buff who, tends to watch more television than the normal person. And also, I do want to throw in some anime on that show as well. So hopefully that person has an eye for anime. So that is what I'm looking to be our Friday night show, is more of a television film centric show. And then the streams Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday nights are going to be gaming streams at 11:30 p.m. And then we're going to keep we'll keep the Dynamite reviews on Wednesdays. Now, Thursday, to be quite honest, Thursday is a little bit of a wild card because I like reviewing Dynamite because it's something new every week to talk about, and it's a progressing story. So, you could definitely follow along on my streams and follow along the stories that are going on in AEW. But I would like to. I am not just an AEW fan. I'm a pro wrestling fan. I do like to watch. I like to watch Ring of Honor. I like to watch New Japan. I like to watch PWG, NWA, Impact, GCW. I still don't necessarily watch WWE. It's just not an enjoyable television show for me, let alone an enjoyable wrestling show. But I would like to do like a wrestling news show on possibly Thursdays, and just like an hour of just going over the news in the week, storytelling theories, stuff like that. I would like to open it a little bit more up to the chat and talk about what your booking suggestions are, how you see certain promotions booking people, who should sign who. Really start up a great dialogue about the industry we all love so much, which is pro wrestling. It is such an exciting time for the industry. It really doesn't just warrant a 1 hour show, but to have a 2 hour show and do an hour of news and an hour of Rampage on Wednesday nights, I don't want to do that, and I certainly don't want to keep you guys here for that long neither. So a strong possibility that the following night after Dynamite, Thursday nights, we'll definitely be doing a news, more of a wrestling news centric show and stuff like that. So as I am creating these things and finalizing them and putting them out, I'll obviously keep you updated right here on the show. So keep watching every Wednesday, or checking in on the channel and seeing the streams for more updates. As I said, the channel is in its early infancy. We're only on episode 9. Very excited for episode 10 next week. We're in the double digits, so very exciting. But as this channel begins to grow, and as I begin to kind of feel out what I am and am not able to do on a consistent basis, so I could give you guys some stability and consistency, we're definitely going to be rolling stuff out. But I have a lot of fun doing this with you guys, and I have a lot more to offer than just pro wrestling. So that's another thing as well. So definitely keep an eye on the channel. A lot of big things coming in the future. I will continue to keep you posted every week. But I appreciate all you guys for watching. Appreciate the chat for talking. As always, great input, great booking suggestions, and a lot of funny stuff from you guys as usual. Till then, my name is Eric Cologne. This is Smells Like Wrasslin on the Smells Like Cologne Network here on YouTube. It was a pleasure doing this episode for you guys, and I hope to see you again